Okay, guys. So saying no is very important. And why this is important? Because if you can't say no to things or to people, you'll be everyone's slave. You know what I mean? Like today, for example, I I struggled with this, but today it's Sunday. I've got to work at 4 p.m. It's 11:30 right now, but I've got to work at 4, and I woke up at like 9:30 or something. After a while, I checked my phone and I saw a message from my boss, which said, "Hi Keanu, could you work earlier today? Because there are a few people who are sick." And I thought to myself like, "Fuck, I don't want to. I really don't want to work earlier. So I was debating it and I called my mom and she said like, yeah, you can say you can come from around 3 a.m. or something, p.m. I don't know the difference, bro. You can come, you can say to your boss, like, I can come from 3. And I thought, like, yeah, that's possible. But what if he asked, like, no, come earlier? And then the colleague of my mother, which also heard me, she was at work there. And the colleague of my mother said, like, no is an answer too. And I thought, damn, that's so true. You can actually say no to things. And then, like, I thought, like, I can say I can start at 3. So I said to him, I can come at around 3 if you like. And he said 3:30 is okay too. And otherwise, if I hadn't like changed this kind of mindset thing, he would have maybe said like, can you come at 12? And then I would be so pissed because I had to leave right now then. You know, now I can leave in like 3 hours, 4, 3.5. So, you need to learn how to say no. And it's scary. I found it scary. I called my mom. I I really found it like scary and I didn't know what to do. But if you can say no to other things, like yesterday evening, that was like easier to say no to. But yesterday evening, I got a call from a friend and he said, are you coming to this party? And for me, if I go to the party on my bike, it's like 30 to 45 minutes cycling. And it was around like 9 p.m. or something. And I said to him, like, I'm on my way to bed actually right now. So I don't think I'm gonna come, man. So, and he totally, like, he didn't care. He said, all right, sleep well, stuff. And he went to the party. But, you need to learn how to say no to people because if I went to that party right now, yesterday evening, and I got home at around like 1 or 2, I'm sleep deprived, and I saw that message from my boss probably, and I would have said, like, I will come at 12. It's not so very nice right now, but I will come at 12. And, you know, you see, your life just gets fucked up if you can't say no to people. Because I would have been at that party, would have been at work in a half an hour right now. You know? it's just it's just not good. And also you have to say no to kind of feelings you get, to the thoughts you get. Because if I said no to recording videos and posting YouTube videos, I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be helped if this is helping you. You know, you need to learn how to say no, even to your own mind. Because your own mind it tries to fuck you up. I don't know why, but you see, you really need to learn this skill. And the only thing that improves the skill is saying no to people. It's just with small things. Like, I really find it difficult when my stepdad asks me, like, will you help me clean this car, for example. Let me tell you a story a little bit. I helped my stepdad clean some cars for his business few times, and I Actually, like I didn't even want money for it, I just did it because I liked it. I wanted to help him and I just did it. He even gave me money. I said, no, that's not needed, I just wanted to help you with this, but you know, and then he asked me one night, I think, like, can you help me again? And I was tired. I just came home from school and I really didn't feel like it. And I found hard to say like no. Actually, I don't. I would prefer to stay at home today. And I looked at my mom and she could see that I didn't want to. And she said like it's okay if you don't do it, but it's hard to say no, especially people who have like kind of authority over you. But you really need to learn it. You really need to learn how to say no to people because it frees up like so much more. If you can't say no, you're everywhere and doing everything for everyone. And people will like use you for it. If they reckon you can say no and you did one small thing for them, then they think like, oh, I can ask him to help me with this today. I'm moving homes. I need someone to help me pack everything and move it. They will ask it for you. They will ask you for it. Sorry, I can't even speak. But they will think like, oh, he can't even say no, so I will ask him. And you will do it for fucking free too. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, yeah, learn how to say no and really start with like small things. Do you want this drink? No. No. I want this drink. I want the apple juice. Like, it starts off small with these things, and eventually you can say no to everything. And obviously, if you want to do the thing, you should say yes. But if you really don't want to do something, you should say no. And that's very important. And it's very, very hard. I find it hard because I don't want to offend people. I want to make everyone feel good, but you need to destroy that because people are not trying to make you feel good all the time. So really focus on that. I think it's very important. And I just witnessed it again. That's why I'm making this video about it. Because if there are people like me who are struggling and we are all struggling with it and like no one knows how to avoid it, then what happens? Everyone will live lives of other people basically. Because hey, can you do this for me? Can you be there at this time? Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, no, I I don't want to. And you can say no, and that's good, and you live your own life. You make your own choices. So yeah, go and really try this. Maybe like write it down, say no to people. Think about it a whole lot, and like figure out a way you could say no in a more polite way. Maybe if that's your style, maybe you can fucking walk around it like talk around it and say no in that kind of way, or just say straight no. It's important. Go and try it, guys.